Hi, I'm Advik, and this is Declan, and we're presenting Mercato. So Mercato is a buying and selling app that aims to make the transaction process more frictionless for both the buyer and the seller through the use of centralized drop-off and pickup locations. So the problem that we identified on existing buying and selling apps and marketplaces was the time that it takes consumers to scroll through all the products and find the product that they want. And especially on Facebook marketplaces, you don't even know whether the product's been sold already or not. So there's a lot of time wasted messaging the seller trying to find out if it's available or not. There's also the issue of safety. With current marketplaces, there's always a risk that you pay for the product but then don't actually have it delivered to you. Again, especially evident on free and for sale Facebook marketplace, where sellers often just stop replying to the customer as soon as they pay, and therefore the customer doesn't end up getting their product. And just generally, there's a lot of stress, not only for the buyer but also for the seller, in terms of having to worry about packaging and shipping, which is a cost for the seller, and also in the case of Facebook marketplaces, arranging a meetup time that's convenient for both the buyer and the seller. So the solution that we came up with is a centralized drop-off and pickup location where essentially the seller will drop off the product and the buyer will come and pick up the product whenever it's convenient for them. And that basically takes away the need for finding a convenient meetup place and time for the buyer and seller, making the whole process more frictionless and more efficient. And we also intend to help the buyer find their products more easily by categorizing products in a better way than they already are on existing Facebook marketplaces. Validation of this is clear on if you go on Free and for Sale, which is a Facebook marketplace in Berkeley. As of yesterday, there were over 36,000 items being sold, and as you can imagine, that makes it very hard to find the product that you want.
Yeah, and not only is it really difficult for buyers to find the product they want in this mess, rival was other firms and apps that allow people to buy and sell secondhand goods are often really difficult to navigate for sellers. So, for example, Depop and eBay, the seller has to worry about packaging the goods and shipping them. And we were thinking ourselves, there's a lot of things in our dorm that we don't need and we like to sell, but we don't sell it purely for the hassle of having to arrange not only a meetup or drop-off location and time, or also mailing the goods. So when we were doing some research into the market, of course nowadays the majority of people buy things online. In 2016, 1.7 billion people made an online purchase, and a huge 510 million bought something from another person, so a secondhand good online. More specifically, Facebook Marketplace, which is the most common way to buy secondhand goods in the US, had 80 million users in 2016.
So in terms of what that means for a business model, we came up with an average order based on based on the price of products being sold and free and for sale, which is the Berkeley marketplace on Facebook. And we decided that we estimated the average order fee, would be $25. Based on that, we decided we're going to charge a 10% service fee on each order, giving us $2.50 per transaction. And based on the market share that we have, that would give us $45 million in revenue.
So initially, rather than using shops as drop and pickup locations, we looked into the idea of using lockers, similar to Amazon lockers, but we realized that using stores would be much more cost efficient and scalable. So we conducted several interviews and visited some shopkeepers, and we've come to the conclusion that offering them around $50 a month to partner with us would be appealing to them. So that's how we initially proposed to them and enter the market.
In terms of the service that we actually offer, we wanted to make it as frictionless and as efficient as possible. So from the side of the consumer, all you're essentially doing is going on the app, looking through the products, hopefully finding the product that you want more quickly than you would on other marketplaces because of the way we categorize the products. And then you literally click on the purchase button, and then after that, all you have to do is pick up once you get a notification that the product is ready to pick up.
So there are several big players in the market for secondhand goods, um, but none of them offer both ease for buyers and for sellers in a way that we think Mercato can. Depop and eBay, whilst it's easy for buyers because they just receive goods to their door, sellers have to worry about packaging and shipping their goods and getting charged a shipping fee. Facebook Marketplace, on the other hand, is relatively easy for sellers, but not so easy for buyers because the site isn't very navigable. It's hard to navigate for buyers and hard to find what's been sold already in amongst the mess of all the listings.
It also partly comes about because Facebook as a platform wasn't initially designed to be a buying and selling marketplace. So that gives us a competitive advantage, not over Facebook, but also our other competitors, in the sense that you get your product faster and it's easier to find your product. In terms of the actual fees, there aren't any shipping fees like there are with eBay, Amazon, Depop, so that helps the consumer save money. And also because of that, there's a lower service fee compared with the competitors. The lowest service fee is also because our estimated average order is less than you'd probably expect on eBay and Amazon. And generally, our main competitive advantage we feel is giving both buyers and sellers peace of mind. Our centralized drop-off and pickup location is our main asset, and it's very similar to a model already being used in other industries. For example, Verto is a firm that basically lets you drop off your bags at a shop for a couple of hours if you're not allowed to bring them into certain places, and it basically gives shopkeepers a bit of money for allowing Verto to use a shop as a drop-off and pickup location.